Did you know that it was illegal for you to drink coffee and drive? I didn't know this. Apparently, it is. Apparently, people have been getting arrested for this shit, and I was not aware. Now, this is happening in the good old US of A. I don't think it's happening here in Canada. I hope not. I hope that shit isn't going on around here.
That's what happened to one woman who's wondering why on earth she got pulled over for drinking coffee. Fox 9's Iris Perez joins us live in Bloomington. Iris, I guess we have to say who knew.
Right, and Lindsay Krieger says what happened to her is nothing less than police overreach and a waste of taxpayer dollars. But believe it or not, if an officer catches you sipping coffee on the road and believes it's a distraction to you, you can get a ticket for it, although not everyone believes it's fair.
I was completely dumbfounded.
When Lindsay Krieger was pulled over Monday morning,
I thought it was a joke.
she said she barely got a chance to merge onto 94 from University in St. Paul.
So I wasn't speeding or doing anything like that.
When the officer tailed Lindsay with flashing lights.
She was like, do you know what you were doing wrong? You know why you got pulled over? And I had no idea. She asked me a few more times. Still, I was like, I really don't know what you're talking about. And that's when she said, drinking coffee. It's against the law to drink coffee while you're driving.
Inattentive driving relates to anything that takes your attention away from those obligations of every driver, which is to pay attention.
While Sergeant Mike Ernster with St. Paul PD couldn't comment on the case specifically, John Cummings with Minnesotans for Safe Driving
Every car you drive in has got cup holders in it.
raised a brow when he heard Lindsay's story.
You don't have to go 3 blocks and you're going to see somebody doing something really dangerous. And those are the people we should be focusing on.
Lindsay was cited.
She came back and said, I'm going to give you a warning for the coffee, but I'm going to give you a no seatbelt ticket, which I just happened to take off when I got pulled over.
It's just in a certain way harassment.
Lindsay's ex-husband also finds it unfortunate drinking coffee behind the wheel could violate the law.
It's going to make for a bad road trip if you can't have a cup of coffee or a Gatorade on your road trip up north.
Lindsay does plan on contesting that ticket in court. I asked her if she plans on sipping coffee on the road again, and she said absolutely yes. She runs an animal rescue, and coffee for her is a must. And she says she'd much rather risk staying awake on the road than falling asleep behind the wheel and then posing a then greater risk to her fellow drivers. Live in Bloomington.
That's not the only story I found about this. Believe it or not, there's an even worse story from California, where a man not only got pulled over and was told that, well, actually, I think the story goes that he, hold on, I have it in front of me here somewhere. Let's see, a California man is in the midst of a lengthy legal battle following driving under the influence charge that was issued almost 18 months ago for operating a car while under the influence of caffeine. Reports said, I'm sorry, did we miss something? When did it become illegal to drive after consuming some espresso? So this guy, hold on, so why he got pulled over is because there was pulled over by a California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control agent that was driving in an unmarked car. And this woman, I think it was a female cop, saw a person driving a little bit crazy, and I think he cut her off. She was convinced, the cop was convinced that maybe this guy had been drinking, and that's why he was driving like that. They didn't find anything. She arrested him. She took him in to the police station and for a blood test. It came back. And there was, the breathalyzer said 0.0% alcohol in his system. Then after the blood test came back, and the only drug they found was caffeine. And now they're charging this guy with driving under the influence charge. That's insane. That's fucking insane. That's not a law. Again, that's not a law that I'm aware of. That you can't have caffeine in your body. I mean, there's a lot of people, if they don't drink coffee, they're probably drinking a soda or something with caffeine in it, or a energy drink. And, man, it is fucking cold in this room. I gotta fucking warm this shit up. I'm fucking freezing. Well, anyway, it's not a law. And is this a case of cops just wanting to meet their quota? Is that what this is? That they're so desperate to fucking hand out fines and ticket people that they'll do chicken shit like this, where they want to just, we need to meet that quota, we need to fucking start handing out more tickets, we need to make money somehow. Is that what this is? Is this like a legal extortion or something? It sounds corrupt to me. It sounds like you're not a cop because you want to serve the people, but you're a cop so you can go around collecting money for your department or whoever. Or maybe you like the prison industrial complex where, you know, you need to arrest people, a certain amount of people every month, so that jail can stay in business. Is that what's going on here? That they're doing anything that they can, if they can't, to arrest people or to give out or hand out more fines, more tickets? Because if they don't meet their daily quota or monthly quota, whatever it is, that they're just going to find anything that they can to arrest you and give you a fine, a ticket. This is the sort of stuff that makes people lose respect for cops. Really, like, I believe in cops. I like the idea of having cops. I'm not against the concept of having cops. I like that there's someone that I can go to and call if I'm ever threatened, if I ever feel like I'm in danger. And I think most people like that. And we respect the fact that cops put themselves in dangerous situations and that, you know, they could get killed at any moment. But when they do chicken shit like this, man, it really rubs people the wrong way, because even if it's not a law to, you know, to drive with caffeine in your body, and they try to pass a law, let's say if they, you know, this is going to go to trial, by the way. The guy that got charged for driving under the influence, he's not taking it. He's going to go to in front of a jury, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be. You know, if he gets convicted, I mean, it could be case law for now. People can get, you know, arrested and charged with driving under the influence for having caffeine in their body. And that's not going to go well. Anybody who supports that, or if they even try to make it a law, there's no way people are going to support this, especially in California. I mean, there's so much driving going on in that state, and I would imagine most people are just consuming all kinds of caffeinated beverages. It is, you know, you don't want to say anything negative about cops, but when they do shit like this, it's almost like that cop, you know, was mad at this person because they were doing something crazy while they were driving. And since they couldn't find anything to charge him with, they just more or less came up with something. Driving under the influence of caffeine. And, you know, if the cops saw someone driving crazy or very erratic or cutting people off, can't you just give them a fine for driving, dangerous driving or something like that? Why do you have to go to the caffeine thing? I don't think that's going to work out well for them, that police department, or anybody who supports arresting people for drinking coffee. It just seems so dumb. And you really I lose respect for cops when they do stuff like this. I mean, there's just no need. Anyways, I'll post a link to the story somewhere, because to a video of the other story that I talked about earlier. It's ridiculous. I hope this doesn't stick. I think it's a problem. I like drinking coffee, and I like to be able to do it while I drive, and I think most people would agree with me on that.